Welcome back to Classic Radio Drama Theater. In this episode, we delve into 4 captivating radio dramas that explore the rugged landscapes of the American West and the complex choices of the human heart. We'll witness a lawman challenge social norms, see kindness confronted by dangerous deception, unravel a scheme built on false appearances, and question the balance between law and compassion in a small town. 4 distinct narratives, 4 powerful performances, all in one episode. First, we ride into the legendary town of Dodge City for Gunsmoke in Kitty. Marshal Matt Dillon has his sights set on escorting Miss Kitty Russell to the town's benefit dance, a simple wish complicated by social divides. Will his determination be enough to bridge the gap? Or will prejudice cast a long shadow over their evening before it even begins?
Around Dodge City and in the territory on West, there's just one way to handle the killers and the spoilers, and that's with a U.S. Marshal and the smell of Gunsmoke. Gunsmoke, starring William Conrad. The story of the violence that moved west with young America. The story of a man who moved with it. Matt Dillon, United States Marshal.
How are you this morning, Mr. Bumby?
Hello, Marshal.
Morning, Mr. Dillon.
Morning, Sam. Is, Kitty around?
Oh, don't know she's up yet, but if she is, she ought to be down soon.
I'll wait.
Nippy this morning.
Feels good. It's a nice time of year, huh?
I don't know. I kind of like spring myself.
Sam, you better wash that glass over, huh?
Oh, yeah. Thanks. Can I get you something? Beer, maybe?
Got any coffee?
Sure. Just made a pot.
Oh, that'll be fine. Her face is something wondrous fair.
That's pretty, man. You got a pretty voice.
Oh, it's good enough for calling the hogs, I guess. Yeah, you just got up?
A while ago. Why?
Oh, it just strikes me I haven't seen you close too early like this.
Uh-huh.
No, you look fine. I mean that you...
You better quit while you're ahead.
Yeah, I guess it's...
Where's Sam?
Oh, he's bringing in coffee.
Oh, Sam, cup for me, please.
Sure, Miss Kitty.
What's the occasion, Matt?
Kitty? There's a party tomorrow night, a dance. It's a benefit for the new school down at the hall, you know? And, every fellow's to bring a girl. You know?
It happens at dances. Go on.
Well, what I'm trying to... Will you go? With me?
I'd kind of like to, Matt, but no thanks.
Oh.
Well, I gotta work here, you know that. Besides...
Well, you ought to be able to get off.
Well, even if I could, ladies might not take kindly to it, Matt. I'm not rightly polite society.
What do you care about what...
Well, thanks anyway, Matt. That smells wonderful. Sammy, I think I'll marry you.
Me? Shucks. Me? Oh, shucks.
Listen, Kitty, about the dance, I've already bought the
You're
tickets.
sweet, Matt, and I thank you kindly for thinking of me, but you better ask someone else.
Well, it isn't... Sam, will you go and polish up your glasses, please?
Oh, sure, Mr. Dillon. Sure.
Now, look, Kitty, I'm asking you to go with me. It's important to me that you go.
Are you making love to me, Matt? At this hour in the morning?
No, I mean it. I want you to go to the dance.
You want to be embarrassed. You want everyone to stare at us. You know what they'll say? My, the marshal really should have better sense than to bring that woman here. It ain't decent. It ain't proper.
Oh, Kitty.
Well, it's true. I'm a hostess at the Texas Trail, a saloon. You know what they think about me.
Well, will you go, Kitty?
No.
I'll call by for you at 7, huh?
I'll drink a bottle of whiskey and clout some old biddy on the head. Then you'll be sorry.
Oh, Kitty.
I haven't got anything to wear, Matt. I can't wear my working clothes.
You look just fine, like you are, Kitty. Just fine, just like you are.
Marshal,
Yeah.
I shouldn't, but I guess I'll go to the dance with you. I'll be ready at 7.
How do you talk about a woman like Kitty? The color of her hair, eyes, the shape of her leg, the way she spoke, thought. Well, that's a picture you had to get by looking and hearing. Otherwise, you'd never know it. And I felt real good about taking Kitty to the party. The first time we'd really be out in company. And I liked the idea.
Morning, Mr. Dillon.
Good morning, Chester.
Nice day.
What is that?
That, Mr. Dillon?
Yeah, all over my desk, that. Ink.
Yes, sir, I know. I was just cleaning it up, Mr. Dillon. Seems like a big bluebottle fly, last of his kind this fall, I guess. Big fool bluebottle fly was a-setting on your desk, Mr. Dillon.
Oh, you're slopping it all over the floor, Chester.
Yes, sir, I see it. That lazy fool bluebottle fly was a-stomping all over your desk, Mr. Dillon, and I took a whack at him with a paper I happened to have in my hand, and I got him.
Well, thanks a lot.
Well, that's all right, Mr. Dillon. If there's anything in this world I hate, it's a big, maggoty bluebottle fly.
Yeah, I know, Chester. The mail come in yet?
Yes, sir. A couple of minutes ago. It's right over there.
Oh, okay.
There. I think that should do it, Mr. Dillon.
All right, Chester.
Anything likely in the mail, Mr. Dillon?
No. Look, Chester, we better get these government circulars posted. Would you do that for me?
Yes, sir, I'll do that. Say, Mr. Dillon,
Yeah, what is it, Chester?
about the dance tomorrow.
Now, what about it?
Well, you're going, aren't you, sir? Doc's going. He's taking Ms. McNish. I'm going. Everybody's going. You are going, aren't you, Mr. Dillon?
Yeah, I'm going.
Don't seem right, a man here standing not to go to a big social like we're... You are?
Yes.
Well, that's fine. Just fine. Doc and me, we were talking, and it just didn't seem right to us that a man like you didn't have no real nice, sweet girl to escort to a big social.
I got one, Chester. A real nice, sweet girl. I'm taking Kitty.
Miss Kitty?
I asked her before I came down, and she accepted.
Well, Mr. Dillon, it ain't none of my business, and I did not have no right to say it.
Say what?
Well, sir, I
Yeah?
was wondering if I might borrow one of them fancy ties off you for the party.
That's not your business. That's what you haven't got any right to say.
Yes, sir. No, that's right.
You're a liar, Chester. But you can borrow a tie.
I thank you kindly, Mr. Dillon.
You worked for a long time with a man, and you share a lot of life and a lot of death. And after a while, you know him even better than yourself. Well, that's the way it is with Chester and with me. Now, he had something on his mind, and I figured after a while he'd get it off. Well, the morning went, and it was almost noon when Chester came back.
Gonna go have some dinner, Mr. Dillon?
Yeah, I think I will. How about you?
Hungry as a raggle-bone possum.
Did you get the posters up?
Yes, sir.
Well, okay, let's go.
Mr. Dillon,
Yeah?
I guess there's something you ought to know, sir. There's talk.
Yeah. All right, Chester, come on, get it out.
It's all over town about you taking Miss Kitty to the dance tomorrow night.
What do you mean, all over town? I only asked her this morning.
Yes, sir, I know. Best I can figure, Sam over at the Texas Trail must have heard you and let it slip. There's been a mighty fierce mess of gum clobbering up and down all over. It ain't none of my business.
Yeah, I know. You said that before. Let's go get something to eat. It's hard to tell about people. Maybe it's hard to tell about yourself because you come under that same heading, people. And when they're mean and small, there's not an animal to touch them. Chester and I walked down the street, and it didn't take long to hear and see what was going on. Some of the drifters leaning against the wall on the corner came right out with it.
Morning, Marshal. I understand there's a gal in town's got herself a new beau.
What did you say?
Maybe you ought to look into it, Marshal. Folks are being downright rude.
Mister, you're gonna... Come on, Chester.
Hey, you see his face?
Ought to haul him in. Every one.
Yeah? What are you gonna charge him with?
Pestilence, Mr. Dillon. Just plain pestilence.
I knew better what Kitty had meant about the ladies of the town when a couple came out of Olivet's dry goods store. They didn't see me until it was too late.
Complain to the dance committee. It's indecent, that's what it is. Why, she's common. Nothing but a common saloon woman. What's this city coming to when a United States Marshal... Ooh.
Morning, Miss Sprinkle. When a man's born, they say he's blessed or cursed with a lot of things already in him. Take pride, for instance. Sometimes pride can be a curse. Well, maybe I had more in my share. Maybe it would have been a sight kinder if I'd not taken Kitty to the dance. But I did. I picked up Kitty at the Texas Trail at 7 the next evening. She was waiting by the side door, and when I saw her, she kind of moved back in the shadows, almost as though she was ashamed for me to see her. Hi.
Hello, Matt.
Are you all set?
Well, I guess so. Matt, are you sure
Hey, Kitty, you look fine. Yeah, you look just fine.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I like it. We walked along the street down to the hall, and I kept looking at her like I say, you know, you had to know this, Kitty, to understand what I mean, and even then you get a surprise. She was like a 17-year-old on her first date, and she was like all the women you'd ever known and loved, soft and innocent. And something else, something that's female and you can't figure out what. Something that makes you drunk without a drink inside you. It was snowing a little, and the flakes caught in her hair and melted into the black of her velvet cloak. And just before we went in, I looked at her again. And I didn't care. I was proud she was with me.
Oh, evening, Marshal Dillon.
Evening, Miss Murphy. You know Miss Russell?
How do? You have your tickets, Marshal Dillon?
Oh, yeah. Here we are.
Fine. Go right in, won't you?
Oh, sure.
Oh, excuse me, Mrs. Murphy. Is there somewhere I can put my cloak?
Oh, yes, of course. The ladies' reception room is right through there. I didn't catch the name.
Catherine Russell, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah, sure. I'll wait for you.
Thanks. You better.
I could see them through the big open doors in the hall. They were all there. Faces flushed, smiling, happy, dancing. And all the women seemed pretty and the men handsome. And Chester was up on the platform calling the dance, and Doc was fiddling. And I was waiting for my dancing partner, Miss Kitty Russell.
Now run away home and sing your own and leave my buffalo gal alone. Everybody sing that part, babe, then promenade all and around you go.
Hi. What took you so long?
I'm sorry, Matt. I had a skirmish with one of the genteel females in there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, so she. You know, I get the idea I'm not welcome around here.
Let's go in and get some punch, huh?
Sure.
How are you, John? Oh, that's a nice dress, Kitty.
Well, I haven't worn it since a few years back in New Orleans.
Hey, Marshal. Oh, Miss Kitty.
It's Doc.
Well, hiya.
Oh, fine, Doc.
Hello, Doc.
I say, we got a bottle of whiskey outside. You care to join us? Oh, this punch.
Not right now, thank you, Doc.
Oh, well, sure. Say, Miss Kitty, I saw you come in. Best-looking woman in here. Oh, there's lots of scratching going on.
Thank you, Doc.
If you see Mrs. McNish, don't tell her where I am, will you? Man gets kind of dry fiddling. Oh, well, so long.
So long, Doc.
Punch, Marshal Dillon?
Kitty?
I guess so.
Mr. Sprinkle, have you met Miss Catherine Russell?
No, I'm afraid I haven't.
You got a short memory, Mr. Sprinkle.
Huh?
I could have swore it was you in the Texas Trail a couple of weeks back. Drunker than a hoot owl. Don't you remember I had to slap your face?
I think...
Edward? Edward,
Yes, dear.
you let somebody else take care of the punch. I want you to come with
Oh,
me.
well, I promised. I'm on the committee.
Evening, Miss Sprinkle.
I have no wish to speak to you, Marshal Dillon, or this woman you've brought with you. I will not have my husband serving such people.
Aren't you being a trifle bad-mannered, Miss Sprinkle?
How dare you say that?
Well, aren't you?
I suggest that you leave, Marshal.
Emmy.
You're not wanted here. Not with that woman you've seen fit to bring.
Come on, Matt. I want to go.
No. This is a public dance, Miss Sprinkle. Right now, you're trying to make it private. If you can't behave like a lady, I'll thank you to leave this lady's presence.
What?
Now, see here, Marshal. You can't talk like that to my wife.
Hey, Kitty. What do you say, Kitty?
Matt, please. I want to go.
We're not going anywhere. We're staying.
How about some music? All right now, folks. It'll be a waltz this time.
Thanks for the punch, Mr. Sprinkle. Come on, Kitty.
I warned you, Matt. Now, please, will you take me out of here before something happens?
Nothing's gonna happen, Kitty. You and me are gonna dance. Have a good time. That's all.
You're acting like a kid. Matt, it won't work. I've seen this kind of thing before.
May I have this dance, Miss Kitty?
Please, Matt. You're being pig-headed and you know it. Let's get out.
You refusing me, Miss Kitty?
Oh, Matt.
We danced. But it wasn't what I hoped it'd be. Kitty closed her eyes. I guess she was trying to blot it out, but I could see the other couples looking, whispering, and one by one dropping away over into a small group that got larger. And there were only about 6 of us left when the waltz ended. And that's when the stranger and a couple of his pals walked out onto the floor. They were drifters, probably been in town for a week. And they were having their fun before they moved on.
Marshal, I got a painful duty.
Yeah?
Folks in this town seem real upset about you bringing that woman in here.
What's your name?
I'm just a fella. I kind of made myself and my friends here a committee of 3, seeing as how everything's done by committees here, and we figured it would be best if you take your friend home.
Mister, I'm the marshal in
Matt,
Dodge City, and
I'm leaving.
You're staying here, Kitty.
She's smarter than you, Marshal.
Everything all right?
Everything's
Dylan?
fine, Chester.
Now, this ain't a matter of law, you know, Marshal. It's decency and what's right. Yeah, and Marshal, this ain't right.
Mister, I'm taking this badge off. Chester, you stay here with Kitty.
Matt, don't you do it.
Now come on
Matt.
outside. You. We're going to talk some more about this out there.
It's cold outside. Now, you be a good fella and get out of where you ain't wanted.
You know I won't hit you in here, don't you?
Were you thinking of doing that, Marshal? Now, that ain't lawful. I ain't done nothing.
No. Kitty. Kitty, wait.
Now, there's a gal with sense.
All right, mister. No, I'm telling you. You and your pals are going to have to come out sooner or later, and when you do, you better start hightailing it out of Dodge before I catch up with you.
We'll think of that.
Oh, sure.
We sure will. Marshal.
Just 3 no-good drifters, hating the law, finding pleasure in trouble. Kitty had gone, and I went out into the street. It had stopped snowing. Just cold. Much colder. I went up to the Texas Trail. There was only 2 people in there. Some guy dead drunk on a table, and someone else standing at the bar, looking into the mirror at me.
What'll you have, Mr. Dillon?
Nothing, Sam.
I got some things to do in the back. Give me a call if anyone comes in, will you?
Yeah, sure. I'm sorry, Kitty.
Shut up.
I'm sorry.
Matt. Matt.
Oh, Kitty. Oh, it's all right. Sure, it's all right.
I'm so mad. I could.
Yeah, I know.
I should have known better.
No, it was me, not you. No, it wasn't that either. It was all those polite ladies and gentlemen.
Give me a kerchief, will you?
Here.
Been a long time since I cried.
Yeah, sure.
It wasn't so much for me as for you. I wanted to cry right there in the hall, watching you and knowing there was nothing you could do.
Nice mess of people we got in Dodge.
No, it's not them, Matt. It's me. I've run into this before. The only difference was I didn't have you around. I wanted it to be right tonight because of you.
A lot of narrow-minded prayer spouting.
Yeah. They hurt your pride, didn't they?
No, it wasn't that.
No?
No, I wanted you to go with me.
That made me real happy. But maybe we're different, Matt. You and me figure life different to them. That's not their fault. There's a lot of folks there I know. I smile at them on the street. They talk to me. But tonight, well, that was different. I made them uncomfortable.
Yeah? Well, they didn't do a bad job with you.
Oh, you can't look at it that way. And you can't go fighting the whole town either.
There's 3 fellas going to get hurt.
No, I don't want you to do that, Matt. You just let it go. Let it go, Matt. They don't mean nothing. You know what means something to me?
What?
That you asked me to go to the dance with you. I knew what was going to happen, but it was worth the chance. I thank you for it, Matt.
You're a funny one.
Am I?
But you sure showed them up, those women. The way you look.
Well, I'm glad. You know, you look pretty fine yourself.
Sam?
Yeah?
You got any champagne, Sam?
What? Have I got any what?
Champagne.
Well, yeah. I guess maybe. A bottle or two? Yeah, maybe. Sure.
Well, break it out.
All right.
Miss Kitty, I think the next dance is mine.
Oh, Matt. I'd be real pleased, Mr. Dillon.
Gunsmoke, under the direction of Norman Macdonald, stars William Conrad as Matt Dillon, U.S. Marshal. Tonight's story was specially written for Gunsmoke by Anthony Ellis, with music composed and conducted by Rex Corey. Featured in the cast were John Daner, Vivi Janis, Bob Sweeney, Lawrence Dobkin, and Mary Lansing. Parley Bear is Chester, Howard McNair is Doc, and Georgia Ellis is Kitty. Gunsmoke is heard by our troops overseas through the worldwide facilities of the Armed Forces Radio Service. Join us again next week as Matt Dillon, U.S. Marshal, fights to bring law and order out of the wild violence of the West in Gunsmoke.
Staying in the dusty streets of Dodge, our second story is another gripping tale from Gunsmoke, titled Kitty Love. When Miss Kitty extends her kindness to nurse a wounded stranger back to health, she finds herself drawn into his troubled past. Who is this mysterious man? And can her compassion withstand the dangerous secrets he harbors, especially when Marshal Dillon returns?
Around Dodge City and in the territory on West, there's just one way to handle the killers and the spoilers, and that's with a U.S. Marshal and the smell of gun smoke. Gunsmoke, starring William Conrad, the story of the violence that moved west with young America, and the story of a man who moved with it.
I'm that man, Matt Dillon, United States Marshal. The first man they look for and the last they want to meet. It's a chancy job, and it makes a man watchful and a little lonely. Go get the horses saddled, Chester. I'll meet you at the stable in a few minutes, huh?
Maybe I ought to stay with you while you tell her. I might be of some help if she starts throwing things.
Don't worry about Kitty. She'll understand, all right?
I wouldn't count on her, Mr. Dillon. She's been looking forward to this sociable for weeks.
Some things can't be helped, Chester. The law comes before town socials. Kitty knows that as well as I do.
Yes, sir. Well, good luck.
If I'm not there by the time you're ready, you bring the horses back here to the Long Branch, huh?
Yes, sir, I will.
All right. Hello, Sam.
Marshal?
Where's Miss Kitty?
Back in the office.
Oh, thanks. Hello, Kitty.
Oh, Matt. You're early.
Yeah, I came by to tell you that I won't be able to go with you after all.
Oh?
Yeah, you see, I just got a telegram from the sheriff in Springfield. I got to go over there and pick up a prisoner and bring him back here for trial.
And you're leaving right now?
Well, yeah, Chester's getting our horses.
Well, couldn't it wait for 3 hours?
Well, it's a 2-day ride up there, Kitty. Judge Blint will be in Dodge for the trial on Friday, and I'd be cutting it pretty close as it is. You understand that, don't you?
Oh, of course. Doesn't matter. There'll be another social next year.
Yeah.
Besides, I'm not too sure I like this new dress I bought anyway.
Oh, yeah, that's very pretty.
I'm glad you like it.
Kitty, I know you've been looking forward to this. Just because I can't take you is no reason that you shouldn't go. You know, there are plenty of fellas who'd be more than happy to take you.
Oh, you're right, Matt. Shouldn't be any trouble at all to find 2 or 3 escorts for the next half hour.
Well, sure. I'm sorry, Kitty. I'll see you when I get back, huh? So long.
So long, Matt. I hope you have a real nice trip.
Well, if I'd have been in town yesterday, Kitty, I would have taken you to the social.
That's sweet of you, Doc, but I don't think I'd have gone anyway. Matt sort of took the wind out of me.
Nah, but Kitty never depend on a marshal. Or a doctor, either, when it comes to social affairs.
I suppose I should have resigned myself to that by this time, but it hurts all the same. Sometimes I think I'd be better off if I got out of this town. Maybe went to San Francisco.
Oh, no, now, Kitty. No, you'll feel different when Matt gets back. Everything will be the same again.
Oh, yeah. That's one thing I can count on. Everything will always be the same.
The Arkansas is just over there, Kitty. Maybe we better water the horse and head back to Dodge.
You getting hungry, Doc?
Oh, I won't have any trouble eating a good-sized breakfast. But more important, I have to be back at the office. Mrs. Ketchum is bringing her kids in this morning.
All 6 of them?
All 6 of them. Wants me to give them their smallpox vaccinations.
Doc, hey, look. Is that a man lying over there?
Yes. There's something wrong. He must be hurt. Whoa. Here, I'll give you a hand, Kitty. What's the matter, mister? This man needs help, Kitty. He's lost a lot of blood.
What's wrong with him?
He's been shot. He needs help, bad.
Oh, what can you do for him way out here?
Best thing would be to get him into Dodge. I don't think he'd make it.
Rudd Stewart's place isn't far from here.
You're right, Kitty. We'd better try to get him there. You've been a big help, Rudd. I appreciate you letting us bring this man in here.
And that's the least I could do, Doc, considering what you've done. That's one thing I don't think I could ever do. Take a bullet out of a man.
Well, I'm just thankful we got it out in time.
You think he'll live, huh?
He should. It's up to him now.
Wonder who he is.
Doc?
Huh?
I think he's coming out of it.
No, just lie easy, mister.
What? Who are you?
I'm Doc Adams from Dodge.
How'd I get here?
Well, we found you out in the prairie and brought you here.
Oh. Where's my horse?
I put him out in the barn, young feller.
My saddlebags. Where's my saddlebags?
No, lie back there. You can't be staring around. You'll have to take it easy for a while.
Gotta have saddlebags.
Well, where is it, Rudd?
In the barn?
Mister, will you please bring it?
All right, yeah. I'll get it.
Please.
What's your name, mister?
Murdoch. Dean Murdoch.
How'd you get that bullet in you?
Well, How long do I have to be in this bed?
That all depends on how well you take care of yourself. It's up to you.
You gonna tell us about the bullet, mister?
Yeah. Someone tried to rob me. Last night when I was heading for Dodge. Where's my gun?
No, it's right over there on the chair.
You must be carrying something mighty important in that saddlebag.
My money, my pay money. I just left a trail herd, Abilene. When's that old man coming back?
Just a minute. Stop worrying. You got to get some rest. You understand?
Yeah.
Kitty.
Yeah. You believe him, Doc?
Well, I don't know why not. He seems like a nice enough fellow.
Yeah. You really think he'll be all right?
It'll take a few days, though. I should get him into the office, but he can't be moved until tomorrow, at least. He'll have to have proper care today.
Doc.
Yeah?
I'm a pretty good nurse when I have to be.
Oh, no. This isn't your responsibility.
Well, it's just as much mine as it is yours. You can't stay. Mrs. Ketchum's bringing her kids in. Remember?
Oh, no. I'm not leaving you here. Rudd can take care of him.
But you can't depend on Rudd. He's too feeble. I'll stay here today.
Oh, well, I don't know. I suppose it'll be all right. But I'll come back this evening and see how he's doing. And then I'll take you back to Dodge.
All right, Doc. And don't you worry about a thing. You feel like some more soup, Dean?
Yeah, I guess.
Here. I'll hold a spoon for you. There.
That ain't bad.
Well, this'll bring you back your strength quicker than anything else.
Oh, I feel better already.
You know, that sleep you had brought the color back to your face.
Hey, now, just why would a big-time saloon owner spend her whole day nursing a saddle bum like me?
Oh, I haven't taken the time to figure out the reason why.
Well, I'd say I'm pretty lucky.
Where are you from, Dean?
Down Texas. Used to be with the Rangers down there.
Why'd you leave?
Oh, didn't want to be a lawman the rest of my life. Too many regulations, too much responsibility.
So I hear.
So I resigned and joined a trail herd going north and left them in Abilene, and here I am.
You said you were headed for Dodge. You gonna settle there?
No, just going through. On my way to California.
California?
Yeah. You ever been there?
Yeah, once. Long time ago.
Hey, Kitty, you got ties in Dodge?
Well, there's the Long Branch.
Yeah. What else? Or is it who else?
Oh, you're getting nosy.
No, just call it interested. And I don't meet many people I'm interested in.
Here, eat your soup.
Thanks. No, I ought to be well enough to go on another week. Now, that ought to give you enough time to sell that Long Branch, and then you can come along to California with me. How about that?
Don't tempt me.
No, with your money and my money, you buy us a whole stack of Long Branches in San Francisco.
Where'd you get all your money, anyway?
Oh, I had a good bit saved up before I joined that trail herd. Then with my pay money from it, that'd give me a nice stake.
If you were really smart, you'd put that money in a bank instead of carrying it around in your saddlebag.
Ain't heard of a bank yet was safe. I want that money where I can see it.
Oh, Miss Kitty, there's a man riding up out front.
Who is it?
I don't know.
What's he look like?
Don't look like anybody I know from Dodge.
He riding a Pinto?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, he is.
Do you know him, Dean?
Yeah, it's the man that shot me last night. I gotta get out of here.
Now, you wait a minute. You're in no shape
This
to
could
go
mean
anywhere.
trouble for you and Rudd, Kitty. He knows I have this money.
Dean, please lie down and listen to me.
No.
Now, Rudd can go out and tell him there's no one here. He'll believe Rudd. There won't be any trouble.
That's right. I can tell him. I'll go out and meet him.
Hurry.
Yes, ma'am.
Kitty, you don't know this.
Go ahead.
Howdy.
Hello. This your place?
That's right. What do you want?
Looking for a friend of mine.
He ain't here.
He left a pretty good trail leads to this place.
Ain't nobody here besides me.
When's the last time you looked in your barn?
Ain't nobody down there either.
You wouldn't mind if I seen for myself, would you?
Ain't no use. You can take my word for it. I was just down there a bit ago.
Who was in that house?
Nobody.
Well, I just saw something move in there. You're lying, old man.
No, I ain't. No, that's my wife you saw.
Well, you said there was nobody else here.
Well, I meant besides her.
You turn around.
No.
Turn around and lead the way.
No, get that gun out of my bag.
You do as I say, old man, or I'll kill you.
All right. See? Ain't nobody here.
Where's that door lead to?
Just a bedroom.
All right, Dean. If you're in there, come out. Don't try anything or I'll kill the old man. All right. We're coming in. Move. Open it.
Don't do it, Rudd.
What?
Drop the gun, mister. Get your hands up.
Now, look.
Drop the gun, I said.
All right.
Get out, Rudd. Now, you get out of here, mister, or I'll kill you.
He's in there, ain't he? You're hiding.
Go on. Get out.
I don't think you got the nerve to shoot me.
Don't try me, mister.
Get out of the way, Kitty.
You killed him.
Dean, he didn't have to do that. He was going to leave.
You don't know what he'd have done, Kitty.
Well,
For a man flat on the back, you sure got well in a hurry.
I owed him them bullets. But at least now my money's safe. We're going to have a clear trail to California now, Kitty, you and me.
You're losing your mind. Come on, Rudd. Let's get him back to bed.
Hello, Doc.
Well, Matt, when'd you get back?
A few minutes ago.
Oh, we had a little excitement while you were gone.
Yeah, so I hear. Moss Grimmick was telling us something about it down at the stable. Thought I better come over here and get the full story.
Well, Kitty should be the one to tell you. She was right in the middle of it.
The Moss said I'd find her up here.
No. She's not here right now, but she usually is. You see, that Dean Murdoch fella is in the next room then. Kitty's been watching over him like a schoolgirl with a lame kitten.
She has?
Yeah.
Well, how's this Murdoch doing?
Oh, fine. So all I can do is keep him in bed. Ordinarily, a man as bad off as he was when we found him would be laid up for a couple of weeks, but not him. And this is only the fourth day.
What'd you do with the man he killed out there?
We buried him at Rudd's place. I got out there not long after it happened, and poor old Rudd, he was struggling to dig a grave, so I helped him. I knew that you'd want to know all about him, so I wrote down a full description.
Yeah, let me see it.
It's on the desk along with my coroner's report. Here.
When'd you bring Murdoch into Dodge, Doc?
Well, not until the next morning. I didn't want to move him that day, and it's a good thing I didn't, too. He started to run a bad fever, so Kitty and I spent the night at Rudd's place. You should have seen her, Matt. She was up most of the night, keeping wet cloths on his forehead, and if you ever need a good nurse, you know where to get one.
Doc, this description fits the man I was supposed to pick up in Springville.
What?
Yeah, his name is Blade Grant. By the time I got there, he'd broken jail.
Well,
You mind if I go in and talk to Murdoch?
No, come on. Dean, this is Marshal Dillon. He wants to talk to you.
Oh, hello.
Dean?
Didn't know this town was big enough to have a marshal.
Oh, now, don't tell me Kitty hasn't told you about Marshal Dillon.
No, she didn't.
Well, I'll be in the other room if you need me.
Thanks, Doc. Dean, how well did you know Blade Grant?
Who?
Blade Grant, the man you killed at Rudd's place.
Oh, was that his name?
I'm pretty sure of it. What did you know about him?
Nothing.
Well, Blade Grant and his partner robbed the bank in Springville. The sheriff stopped Grant and jailed him, but the partner got away with the money. 5 days ago, the partner came back, killed the sheriff, and let Grant out of jail.
No, Marshal, I don't know nothing about
I just got in from Springville. I was supposed to bring Grant back here for trial.
Well, all I know is, Marshal, he's the man who tried to rob me, if it's the same one.
Yeah. They tell me you keep your money in that saddlebag, huh?
That's right.
If you don't mind, I think I'll take a look.
Hey, Miss Kitty!
Chester!
Wait up a minute.
Sure, Chester.
Well, I seen you from across the street.
I didn't know you were back.
Yeah, we rode in just a little bit ago.
Where's Matt?
He went up to Doc's office.
Well, I was just going there myself.
Oh, well, I'll walk with you.
Sure.
Hey, we heard all about what happened to you out at Rudd's place. That sure was something.
Well, I'll never forget it. How was your trip?
Long, dusty, and all for nothing. Gunshots. Sound like they come from Doc's office.
Let's go. Matt.
Hello, Kitty.
What happened, Mr. Dillon?
I had to shoot a man in there, Chester.
Dean. Oh, Dean.
Kitty, wait.
He's dead.
No.
Matt, maybe you better tell Kitty what happened.
Yeah. Maybe you better.
Well, Kitty, Dean Murdoch had a partner, Blade Grant, the man he killed out at Rudd's. They robbed a bank up in Springville.
Dean?
The sheriff caught Grant, but Dean got away. And then he came back and broke Grant out of jail and killed the sheriff.
I can't believe that.
That's true. When he took Grant to the place where he hid the money, Grant tried to take all the money and shot Dean in the process. Dean got away, and you know the rest. He told me that just before he died.
But he wasn't that kind of a man.
The bank money was marked, Kitty. It's in there if you want to see it.
Oh. Why'd you have to kill him?
Because he drew first, Kitty. When he knew I had him dead to rights. I'm sorry it happened the way it did. I understand how you felt about him.
There's no reason for you to be sorry, Matt. Your job, I guess. Part of your rotten job. If you'll excuse me, I think I'd better get back to the Long Branch.
Kitty,
It being Saturday and all.
Kitty.
Could I walk you back, Miss Kitty?
Thank you, Chester.
Oh, Doc, what do you think?
Well, she took it a lot better than I thought she would.
Why don't we take care of things here and then go down to the Long Branch. Buy Kitty a drink, huh?
Yeah. I think she'd like that.
Hi, this is Dennis James to make a point about reliable, effective Kellogg's All Brand. Repeat after me, please. What do you want when you need brand?
What do you want when you need brand?
Reliability.
Reliability.
Now, what do you get in Kellogg's All Brand?
What do you get in Kellogg's All Brand? Reliability.
Right. There's nothing like the reliable Kellogg way to get the effectiveness you want from brand. Kellogg's All Brand is the real Battle Creek formula with more of the vital brand bulk to help you keep regular. Low in calories and mighty appetizing. That's Kellogg's All Brand. And take advantage of the special rosebush offer now on the package. Famous queen of the garden rosebushes, 6 formally patented varieties, every one a beauty, at just a fraction of their usual cost. Yours for only 50 cents a bush, when you include a box top from reliable, effective Kellogg's All Brand. Gunsmoke. Produced and directed in Hollywood by Norman McDonald, stars William Conrad as Matt Dillon, U.S. Marshal. The story was specially written for Gunsmoke by Frank Ferris, with editorial supervision by John Meston. Featured in the cast were Lawrence Dobkin, John Daner, and Ralph Moody. Harley Bear as Chester, Howard McNear as Doc, and Georgia Ellis as Kitty. This is George Walsh inviting you to join us again next week when CBS Radio presents another story on Gunsmoke.
This is the CBS Radio Network.
Now, we shift from the plains to the world of desperate measures and hidden motives with the Whistler presentation of Rebound. An investment counselor, backed into a financial corner, believes he's found his salvation in a seemingly wealthy and captivating woman. But in a world where appearances can be deceiving, who is playing whom? And what will be the cost when the truth is finally revealed?
I am the Whistler, and I know many things, for I walk by night. I know many strange tales hidden in the hearts of men and women who have stepped into the shadows. Yes, I know the nameless terrors of which they dare not speak.
And now, for the Signal Oil Company, the Whistler's strange story. Rebound.
It was early evening, and the offices of Rogers and Bowman, investment counselors, had been closed for nearly 2 hours. The rows of desks were deserted, and the only light slanted in through the frosted glass partition from the outer reception room. But at the rear of the office, Henry Hutton kneeled in front of an open safe, shuffling hurriedly through a sheaf of papers spread out before him. Finally, he selected 3 negotiable bonds of $1,000 denomination, replaced the others, and after closing the safe, started out through the open door to the reception room. And then...
Hello, Mr. Hutton.
Oh, Charlie, what are you doing here?
Worked late. I was just leaving.
But I saw you leave at 5.
Oh, I just went down to grab a sandwich. Came back, finished up the filing.
Oh, I see. Well, that's very commendable. See you in the morning, Charlie?
Sure, Mr. Hutton. Oh, Mr. Hutton.
Yes?
Did you, lock the safe okay?
Oh, naturally.
Good. Just wanted you to be sure.
Well, I'm glad you're so careful, Charlie, but everything's okay. I just came back to pick up a couple of bonds of my aunt's. We handle her account, you know. She wants to use them in a little real estate deal in the morning. See?
Night.
Good night, Charlie.
Charlie worries you, doesn't he, Henry? You wonder if he accepts your explanation. Part of it is true, of course. They are your aunt's bonds. But you took them for yourself to cover today's wrong guess on the stock market, just as you've done many times before. Charlie presents a problem to you, and your thoughts are on him as you hail a taxi and ride out to the party you're attending this evening. In these expensive surroundings, you hope to forget the problem of Charlie's sudden intrusion at the office and the pressure of continually losing your aunt's money on the stock market. As you take a drink from the buffet table, you see a beautiful reason to forget your troubles.
Hello.
Hello.
Nice party, isn't it?
Well, all of a sudden it seems very nice. Never seen you before, have I? I mean, I've been to lots of parties out here, but
I just came out from the east.
Oh, on vacation?
No, I'm going to stay here. I've taken a house.
Your husband here with you?
I'm not married.
Oh, well, that takes a load off my mind. I don't think I'd have ever recovered if you had been. My name is Hutton, Henry Hutton.
Lisa Morrell.
Lisa?
Mm-hmm.
That's nice. That's very nice. Dance, Lisa?
I'd love to, Henry.
Lisa's just the girl you've been waiting for, isn't she, Henry? And you manage to spend most of the evening in her company. Finally, as the party draws to a close and you're about to phone for a taxicab, Lisa stops you. She has her own car. And when you slide under the wheel of her cream-colored convertible upholstered with leopard skin, you're even more impressed. Then several minutes later, you pull the car to a stop in front of the palatial residence she's taken in Northridge.
It's so late, Henry. I think you better take my car. I'll have my chauffeur pick it up tomorrow.
Oh, no, that's too much trouble, Lisa.
No.
There's an all-night taxi stand a couple of blocks from here. I'll just walk down and get one there.
Well, you're welcome to the car.
I sure I am. It's not necessary. Lisa, how about dinner tomorrow night? Or am I a little quick?
I'd have been disappointed if you hadn't asked me.
Swell. I'll pick you up around 7.
I'll be waiting.
Well, Henry, you've found an answer to your dreams, haven't you? If you can only marry Lisa Morrell and her money, your problems will be over. And during the next couple of months, you do everything you can to impress her. You take her everywhere, using money from your aunt's bonds as often as necessary. And finally, your efforts are rewarded. Lisa agrees to marry you. And you're sure your worries are over. Then a few days later, on your return to the office following the luncheon.
Hi, Mr. Hutton.
Charlie?
Well, you just missed seeing your aunt.
Oh, she was here?
Yes. I had quite a chat with her. She went to lunch with Mr. Rogers.
How long ago did they leave?
Just after you left.
Oh, do you know where they went?
No. But I heard your aunt say something about going to her attorney's after lunch.
Her attorneys? What about?
Well, how would I know? I only talked with her a couple of minutes.
Oh, well, she loves to talk, Charlie. What did she have to say?
Oh, nothing in particular.
Oh?
Just kind of rambled on.
Oh, yeah.
Politics.
Sure.
Mr. Rogers. Stuff like that.
You know something, Charlie? You're a pretty smart guy for your age. You know how to handle people. I'm going to see that you get a raise in salary. Now, you can count on this going through, too.
Gee, that'll be swell. Only I don't quite see...
Take, for instance, the night you saw me pick up those bonds in the safe. Well, a lot of guys your age would have told somebody in the office about it, but...
Well, it wasn't any of my business. You're the office manager.
Exactly, but between you and me, it could have been a little embarrassing. You see, I'd forgotten about it. I was supposed to take care of the matter a couple of days earlier, and, well, my aunt and, Mr. Rogers, too, they like promptness.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean?
Yeah. Sure, Mr. Hutton. I see what you mean.
Good. I thought you would. And about that raise, Charlie, you can count on it.
You're upset and uneasy, aren't you, Henry? But as the afternoon passes, you're sure your fears are groundless. Charlie thanks you several times for your efforts in his behalf, tries desperately to please you in every way. And when he returns, Mr. Rogers is his usual self. Yes, you're sure you're safe for a while. But until you're married to Lisa and your aunt's bonds are replaced, your situation is increasingly dangerous. You decide you must marry quickly. Late that night, after another long evening of dancing and nightclubs, in the luxurious library of Lisa's palatial house, you carefully make the move you're certain will dissolve your problems and ensure your future. And as you were sure it would be, it's a successful move, isn't it, Henry?
Would it make you awfully happy, Henry?
Oh, yes, it would. Happier than you know.
Well, to tell you the truth, I guess I'm as impatient as you are. Am I shameless?
Oh, no, you're wonderful, Lisa. We'll be married Friday. Then we can fly to Yuma and fly back to some nice spot near the ocean, say Monterey, and spend a couple of days there, then come back to town. And later we'll take a real honeymoon.
Anytime you say, darling. Happy now?
I guess I'm the happiest guy in California.
Well, Henry, your problem is solved, isn't it? Once married to Lisa, you'll have everything you've dreamed of. You're sure she loves you. Her every action has shown you that. And you're certain that she'll never let the question of a few $1,000s worth of bonds stand between her and happiness. For the next few days at the office, things move along as smoothly as usual. You approach Mr. Rogers regarding the raise you promised Charlie Rockwell. He listens attentively and agrees to grant it. When you tell Charlie the good news, his gratitude is obvious. That raise was a master touch, wasn't it, Henry? Just before the office closes, your aunt phones and asks you to have dinner with her at home.
You seem preoccupied, Henry.
Oh, no. No, I was just enjoying the chicken, Aunt Ida. As no one can fix chicken quite like you, Aunt Ida.
Sure you haven't anything on your mind?
Well, of course not.
I think you have.
I don't know what you mean, Aunt Ida.
I know about the bonds, Henry.
The bonds? What bonds?
You've taken $11,000 of my bonds, Henry. What have you done with them?
You're wrong, Aunt Ida. Where did you ever get the idea
You shouldn't have tried to bribe that young man in your office with a raise in salary. He thought nothing of your being at the safe that evening, but when you were so anxious no one should know of it, and then offered to get his salary raised, he became suspicious. Felt it his duty to speak to Fred Rogers.
Mr. Rogers, but I just left him and he didn't say...
He doesn't know, Henry. When he phoned me to come in the night before last and listed the bonds which were missing, I told him you'd made several transactions for me and that everything was probably all right.
Then he doesn't know.
No one knows yet. I wanted to give you a chance to tell me your side, if you have one.
Oh, I do, Aunt Ida. Believe me. You see, I got a tip on a stock from one of our biggest customers. It's his own company, you see. And he assured me it would be worth double the market in a few weeks. I wanted to surprise you.
What's the stock, Henry?
It's International Television.
I see. Very well, Henry. I want that stock by 12 o'clock tomorrow.
But Aunt Ida, then...
12 o'clock, Henry, and I hope you're telling me the truth. If not, you'll have to pay the penalty.
What do you mean by that?
I mean that I'll have to report the loss to Mr. Rogers. Ever since your parents died, I've tried to do the best I could for you. I secured your position with Mr. Rogers, but you're a bonded employee in a position of trust. I can't abide dishonesty even in a relative.
Things aren't going so well, are they? Your marriage to Lisa Morrell is only a few days away, but now you're threatened with disgrace, loss of position, imprisonment. You decide you must do something right away. As you glance around the room, you notice the electric clock on the wall. It's a little past 7, and you wonder if Lisa is at home. You'll have to turn to her now, won't you, Henry? Find some way to explain your sudden need for quick cash. It's not the way you'd hoped it would go, but it seems the only way out. So you hide your concern and smile as you turn to your aunt.
Don't worry, Aunt Ida. You'll have your stock by noon tomorrow.
I'm glad to hear you say that, Henry. That will make me very happy. Happier than you know.
Well, I'm sure it will, Aunt Ida. Now, if you'll excuse me, I think I'll drive over to Hollywood. I want to pick up some pipe tobacco, a couple of other things. I'll be back before long.
You saunter out of the house, but once in your car, you don't waste any time heading out over the pass toward Lisa's house in Northridge. All the way out, you debate just what to say, and finally decide on the story that you're sure will go over. You push the buzzer, and Sedgley, the butler, greets you at the door.
Good evening, Mr. Hutton.
Good evening, Sedgley. Is Miss Morrell in?
Miss Morrell has left, sir.
Left? You mean left town?
Yes, sir. This morning.
But I don't get it. She didn't say anything.
But it was rather sudden, sir. You see, the Hawthorns arrived unexpectedly yesterday afternoon.
And who are the Hawthorns?
The people who bought this house. Her employers.
Her employers?
Miss Morrell was secretary to the Hawthorns, Mr. Hutton. They sent her out here with the rest of the staff to get things in order.
Oh, but no, that can't be true. No, you must be mistaken, Sedgley.
It is true, Mr. Hutton.
Well, I can't believe it. Why, she led me to believe that she was wealthy, that all of this was hers.
I'm afraid Miss Morrell had set her cap for you. She was trying to impress you, to make you think that she was, as wealthy as yourself, sir. The Hawthorns were quite angry when some friends of Miss Morrell's dropped over unexpectedly and they discovered this deception. They insisted she leave town.
Well, Sedgley, it seems she just wanted to marry me for my money.
Yes, sir.
Well, Henry, your vanity has played a cruel joke on you, hasn't it? Never once did it occur to you that the charming Lisa was anything but what she seemed. You were counting on her financial assistance, too. And now that she's gone, there's no chance to get the money for the stock your aunt expects by noon tomorrow. As you drive back home, you know you'll have to do something quickly. And you know what it is, don't you, Henry? Your aunt must die tonight. Once you accept that thought, a plan, a very simple plan, begins to form in your mind. And as you near your home, a comforting thought strikes you. Unpleasant as killing your aunt may be, there will be some financial gain. The remainder of her bonds, about $20,000. You can go away, Henry, and forget about everything. Yes, Henry, you're convinced that this is the one way out. As you put your car in the garage, you know exactly what you're going to do. When you enter the house, you find Mrs. Martin, your next-door neighbor, completing a visit with your aunt.
Oh, hello, Henry. I was just going home.
You're not leaving on my account, I hope, Mrs. Martin?
Certainly not, but I must run along now, really. Henry will be glad to walk home with you, Margaret.
Oh, of course I will.
No need for that at all. It's only next door.
Well, just the same, I'll walk you over. You won't have to wait long, Aunt Ida. I'll just be a few minutes.
All right, Henry. Good night, Margaret. Good night, Ida.
You don't have long to wait, do you, Henry? But as you say goodnight to Mrs. Martin at her door, you're sure your plan can't fail. It's so simple, so final, you're certain it'll work. Once you're back home, you go up to your room and dress for bed, leaving your aunt downstairs at her reading. When you come back downstairs, you're ready to put your plan into action.
Not going to sleep yet, Henry? I thought you'd gone up to bed.
Well, I just remembered something I wanted to check down in the basement. I noticed something the other day. It won't take long.
You turn on the basement light and start down the stairs. You must move rapidly, Henry. You stop at the third step. With deft fingers, you stretch a thin wire across the step which you've taken from your room. Make certain it's taut, and wrap it securely at each side. Turn out the basement light, and very quietly slip down the rest of the stairs. You're breathing heavily as you reach the basement floor. This next move is all important, Henry. You must be calm, and you are. You sound quite normal as you call upstairs.
Aunt Ida?
Yes, Henry? Did you call, Henry?
The basement lights are out. Can you bring me a fuse, please?
Of course. Just a moment.
You hear her footsteps overhead. She's gone for the fuse. And you stand there in the basement waiting. Very shortly, you hear her light footsteps approaching the door at the top of the stairs.
Where are you, Henry? I can't see a thing.
Just come down a few steps, Aunt Ida. I'll meet you.
All right, Henry.
It's done, isn't it, Henry? Your aunt lies quite dead at the foot of the basement stairs. You stand there for a few moments and then slowly make your way up the stairs again, stopping at the fateful third step to remove the now broken wire, which you take back to the basement toolbox. Within a few minutes, you're back upstairs in your own bedroom. You rumple the bedclothes and open a book on the nightstand. It's all part of the plan, isn't it, Henry? Part of the convincing story you must tell in a very few minutes. Then you place a call to your aunt's doctor, the one who's looked after her for years. It'll be coming shortly, Henry. And finally, you place another hurried call.
Hello, Mrs. Martin. Yes, this is Henry. Can you come quickly? It's Aunt Ida. Something horrible has happened. She's dead.
The next few minutes flash past. Mrs. Martin arrives first, and you tell her your story. The doctor arrives a short time later. And because it's an accidental death, the doctor calls the police. You play the grief-stricken nephew to perfection, Henry. And then finally, you're telling your story to the lieutenant.
And, you say you were reading in your room, Mr. Hutton?
Yes, that's right. I left Aunt Ida reading downstairs. I was in my room upstairs, reading. Mm-hmm. Suddenly, the lights went out. The fuse must have blown. Well, I called down to Aunt Ida that I'd be right down, but she didn't hear me. When I started downstairs to her in the darkness, I heard her scream and the fall. When I reached her, she was dead.
I know this is very difficult for you, Mr. Hutton. Just one more question now.
Yes?
How long would you say the lights were off?
About 5 minutes, I guess. Yes, I replaced the fuse and called the doctor and Mrs. Martin, and later we called you. That's all.
I see. Well, Mr. Hutton, I'm sorry. I'm sure your aunt missed her footing and fell down the stairs. It seems the only way it could have happened.
Lieutenant, I'm sure you understand that I'd rather not stay here tonight.
Oh, yes, of course I understand, Mr. Hutton.
I'll just go up and throw a few things in the bag. I won't be long.
You're welcome to leave whenever you like, Mr. Hutton. I have no further questions.
Well, Henry, it's over at last. For the first time in months, you can breathe easily, secure in the knowledge that no more questions will be asked about your aunt's missing bonds. Downstairs, the lieutenant and his men are completing their routine examination. But as you pack your bag, you feel certain there will be only the formalities, and then what's left of your aunt's holdings will be yours. Not a great amount, but enough to let you get away and forget all that has happened. You're not even too angry about Lisa anymore, are you, Henry? You can almost smile now as you realize that Lisa was after your money just as you were after hers. And you're still thinking about her a few minutes later as you move down the stairs and into the living room, where Lieutenant Ames is talking with Mrs. Martin and the doctor.
Oh, Hutton, come in. Come in, will you?
Yes, Lieutenant?
I was just talking with the doctor here. I understand that you're with Rogers and Bowman, the firm that handles your aunt's finances?
Well, yes, Lieutenant, I am, but I don't quite
your
see
aunt's accidental death was quite convenient for you, wasn't it, Hutton?
Well, I don't know what you mean.
I mean those bonds you stole from your aunt. About $11,000 worth.
Stole? Why, that's ridiculous. I handled my aunt's affairs.
It's no use, Hutton. When you were upstairs, the doctor here phoned your aunt's attorney to tell him of her unfortunate accident. Then I spoke with him. He told me the whole story, Hutton. She told him yesterday she was going to expose you tomorrow.
Oh, well, she didn't really mean that. My aunt and I were on the very best of terms. Weren't we, Mrs. Martin?
I'm sure she was quite fond of you, Henry.
Yes, her lawyer told me that. But he said she was a stickler for honesty, too.
Your aunt thought more of you than you realized, Hutton. When she came to see me a few days ago, and I had to tell her that she had only a few weeks to live, she told me she was going to turn over her entire fortune to you while she was still alive. In a few weeks, you would have been a very wealthy man.
Wealthy, Doctor? My aunt wasn't wealthy.
Her holdings exceeded $250,000, Henry. She thought you might accomplish more if you were unaware of it.
Oh, no. You must be wrong. She never spent anything she didn't have to.
She wanted you to have it all, Henry. She used to laugh about how surprised you were going to be.
I'm sorry, Hutton, but I'm going to have to arrest you for the murder of your aunt.
Arrest me? You can't tie me into this.
I think we can. 15 minutes ago, I was prepared to accept your story of an accidental death. But since you went upstairs, my men have turned up 2 or 3 very interesting things. Oh, this, for example.
Why, it's just an ordinary piece of wire.
That's right, Mrs. Martin. We found it coiled up in a toolbox down in the basement. But we found some other things, too, Hutton. Marks on the posts of the basement stairs. Marks made by this same piece of wire stretched across where your aunt tripped. Particles of rust from the wire, too. You stretched that piece of wire across the stairs?
Why, that's ridiculous.
Tell me, how long were the lights out, Hutton?
Well, 5 minutes or so.
How do you know it was 5 minutes? Did you check the time?
Well, of course not. After I heard Aunt Ida fall, everything else went out of my mind. I wasn't thinking about clocks.
No, I suppose not. Too bad for you, you weren't, though. Will you step in here a minute, Hutton? I want to show you something.
What is it?
Up there, on the wall.
The clock?
An electric clock, Hutton.
Well?
Is this the room where your aunt was reading?
Yes, I told you.
The lights were never out in here, Hutton.
What do you mean?
Come here, I'll show you. I'm going to pull the plug that leads to that clock. There you are. See that red dot in the face of that clock? That's what happens when the current goes off. If the current had ever been off in here tonight, that red dot would have been there. Well, it wasn't.
But wait a minute.
You've been lying, Hutton. Come on, we'd better go down to headquarters.
Let that whistle be your signal each Sunday for the Signal Oil program, The Whistler. And remember, this Thursday, June 15th, is the last day of Signal's $10,000 contest with 200 valuable prizes, including a Buick Super. So hurry, hurry, hurry. Ask any Signal dealer for a free entry blank. Free, no purchase required. Featured in tonight's story were Bill Foreman, John Daner, Georgia Ellis, and Gloria Gordon. The Whistler was produced and directed by George W. Allen, with story by Georgia Martin, music by Wilbur Hatch, and was transmitted to our troops overseas by the Armed Forces Radio Service. The Whistler is entirely fictional, and all characters portrayed on The Whistler are also fictional. Any similarity of names or resemblance to persons living or dead is purely coincidental. Remember, at the same time next Sunday, another strange tale by The Whistler. Marvin Miller speaking for the Signal Oil Company. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
For our final act, we visit the heart of small-town America with Rogers of the Gazette in second-hand suit. A young man's first mistake puts him in conflict with a harsh, outdated law and a rigid police officer. Newspaper editor Will Rogers, Jr. searches for a path of compassion. But can one voice sway a community? And will justice find a way that serves both the law and the individual?
Ladies and gentlemen, the editor of the Elyria Weekly Gazette, Mr. Will Rogers, Jr.
Thank you. You know, some newspapers claim they print all the news that's fit to print, and some others, who won't admit it, just print all the news that fits.
Rogers of the Gazette, offering you again tonight, transcribed, another heartwarming story of a country newspaper and its friendly editor, and starring Will Rogers, Jr. It's built around a square, and after that, well, to tell you the truth, the town doesn't go too far in any direction. It never did, and it probably never will. Elyria is just about like it was a century ago. People with the same names live in the same houses, and for the most part, they have pretty much the same ideas as the generations which went before. Elyria doesn't want to be any bigger or any different. It doesn't want to change. The folks here like things just the way they are. It's midnight now. The town square's deserted, except for Ed Miller, the policeman, and it's dark, except for the light that's on in the office of the Elyria Gazette. Everything all right, Will?
Oh, hi, Ed. Yeah, everything's all right except the time of day.
Maggie gone home?
Mm-hmm. Supper time. I was just finishing up the stuff we never get to daytimes.
You just finishing up and me just starting to work.
That's right.
Well, you going to have anything exciting in the Gazette this week?
Now, Ed, how long since you read anything exciting in the Gazette?
Well, good long time, I guess.
Nearest thing to hot news this week is a crop analysis from the Agricultural College. You want anything special?
No. Just saw your light. Figured it was you working. Halfway hoped someone had broke in so I could arrest him.
Oh, sorry to disappoint you, Ed. Always thought a peace officer liked things peaceful.
Sure, Will, but it gets a little monotonous sometimes.
Now, I'd call peace a peculiar kind of monotony, Ed.
Help you lock up?
No, nothing to do but turn off the light and lock the front door. Breeze must be from the south. That air's right off Hamilton's alfalfa field.
It smells like it. Not a sound in this town except the two of us walking.
You can't hear the locusts, huh?
Oh, them.
Look out. Now, I'd say the silence of the night's been broken, Officer Miller.
That Martin Nevers never has known how to drink. Keeps practicing, though, figuring to learn.
Well, gentlemen, we're out pretty late, aren't we?
Hello, Martin.
Yes, indeed. Oh, that's you, Will, yeah. You and a very blurry friend.
Come on, Martin, let's go home.
Oh, is that you, Ed?
Yeah, come on.
Need any help, Ed?
No, Will. Martin and I do this a couple of times a week, don't we, Martin?
Ooh. Well, you'll have to speak louder, Ed. I was listening to the locusts.
I said, let's go home.
It's the middle of the night, Ed. Mustn't disturb the peace, officer. Hmm? Peace, officer.
You mean you take Martin home and tuck him in?
Yeah, a couple of times a week. Beats having him drive home. Besides, it breaks that monotony we were talking about earlier.
Peace, officer. It's a little joke.
Well, if you don't need me...
No, Will, he's harmless.
I'll go on home. Good night, Ed.
Good night, Will.
Good night, Martin.
Hmm? What did he say?
Never mind. Let's go.
How late did you work last night, Will?
Midnight, I guess.
Will Rogers.
Well, I think it was midnight, Maggie.
It must have been. You filed all that mat stuff that came in from the news service. You cleaned out the file
What's all
of
this
pictures.
ruckus about?
Well, when I left at supper time, you said you wouldn't be here more than another half hour or so.
Is that what I said?
Will, I'm supposed to help you. That's what an assistant's for.
And you're a big help, too.
Well,
what did you do last night, Maggie?
I took some flowers to old Mrs. Reynolds. We had a nice talk. She's a wonderful person, Will.
Yes, she is. Did you see Jimmy?
Oh, yes. I almost forgot. He said to tell you he'd look in around noon to see if you had any errands to run.
Well, I don't suppose I'll have any.
And
but,
to pick up your old blue suit.
How's that again?
Now, Will, you know it's too small for you. You don't take a deep breath the whole day long when you wear it, and when you bend over...
Maggie?
It's tight. Across the shoulders. But it's not really worn, and it'd just fit Jimmy. I know it would.
Yeah, Jimmy must know it, too, seeing he's coming by to pick it up.
I told his grandmother you'd been meaning to give it to Jimmy for a long time.
Uh-huh. You've been giving this a lot of thought, haven't you?
I don't know when he's had a decent suit. They just don't have much, Will. There's some party tonight, and Jimmy's such a fine youngster.
Yeah. Yes, he is. He's a good boy. But... Now, I don't know if it's my place to do any talking on the subject or not.
Oh,
but...
sure. Go ahead. After all, it is your suit.
I thought maybe you'd lost track of that. Well, anyway, Jimmy's welcome to it.
Oh, Will. Now that's real generous of you.
Now. I think it's every bit as generous of you, Maggie.
I was pretty nice, wasn't I?
Well, there is just one thing, though.
Here's Jimmy now.
Hello, Miss Button.
Hi, Jimmy.
Will?
Hi there, Jimmy.
I got through a little early. I thought you might have something I could do around here.
By golly, I don't know what it'd be. I went down to the post office earlier, and that's about the nearest thing to an errand we've got around here.
Oh. Well, I just thought I'd check. I'm sort of hustling jobs. I mowed 5 lawns this morning, and I'm not due at the church till 1:30.
Well, you are hustling jobs. What's going on down at the church?
Oh, some of us are helping Reverend Erickson clear off that lot for the youth wing of the church, you know?
We did a story on it a couple of issues back, Will.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember.
Well, if I can pick up that suit, then I'll run it on home. Grandmother said she'd kind of sponge it off and press it.
Probably wouldn't hurt. The thing is, though, Jimmy...
I'll get it for you, Jimmy.
What were you going to say, Will?
Oh, no, nothing. Nothing at all.
Gee, it sure is nice of you to give me this suit, Will.
Glad to, Jimmy.
Here you go.
Oh, gee, thanks, Miss Button, and thank you again, Will. I'll be in Thursday, in time to deliver the papers, okay?
Fine.
Have a good time at the party.
Yeah. Thanks.
Ah, he's a sweet kid.
Yeah. Maggie.
I stopped by your house on the way to work this morning. Mrs. Weatherwax gave it to me.
Oh. Huh? Oh? Oh? Middle of the blame night? Hello.
Mr. Rogers?
Yes, ma'am?
This is Mrs. Reynolds, Jimmy's grandmother. I hate to call you at this hour of the night, but I just didn't know who else to turn to.
Something wrong, Mrs. Reynolds?
It's Jimmy, Mr. Rogers. He's in jail.
But what for?
Well, I was so confused and so worried. I'm not sure I understood Ed correctly, but I think he said Jimmy was drunk.
Drunk? Well, look, Mrs. Reynolds, why don't I just go down there and see what this is all about? Seems to me like there must be some kind of a mistake here or something.
Oh, I wish you would, Mr. Rogers. I'm so worried.
Well, all right, now you just take it easy, Mrs. Reynolds. Make yourself some tea, and I'll go down and talk to Ed. I'll come over to your house right afterwards. How's that?
Oh, God bless you, Mr. Rogers. I'll wait till I hear from you then.
Yes, ma'am. Goodbye.
Well, there he is, Will. You can see for yourself.
He's sound asleep, as green as grass.
You never heard such moaning in your life before he passed out. I've seen some sick ones in my time, but this was the limit.
Remember the first drink you ever had, Ed? It makes you sick.
Well, I'm not so sure it's his first, but I'm going to make blame sure it's his last.
I don't think you need to worry about that. Wonder where he got the stuff.
He wouldn't say, or couldn't.
Where'd you find him?
Middle of the square, on the path near the statue.
Well, his grandmother's been worried half to death.
I know. She called here. Said she called whoever it was that had the party tonight, and they said Jimmy'd left, that he'd had time to get home. She said she waited some more and then called me.
Well, I'll take him home to her.
Now, Will, you're not taking him anywhere.
Oh, it'll save you the trip. I told her I'd stop by.
He's not getting off that easy. He's staying right here.
Oh, come on, Ed. That kid belongs at home now. I think I know why you didn't take him home at first, the shape he was in when you found him. But now...
Will, I don't want a whole wave of this stuff starting up. Now, how old is he?
15, I guess.
Well, we're going to nip this thing in the bud, here and now. I don't want a pack of juvenile delinquents in this town. No, sir. I'm going to make an example of Jimmy Reynolds.
What? You don't mean that, Ed. Why, he's just a kid, and a good kid at that.
He's old enough to get drunk, and he's old enough to take his medicine. And the law for being drunk in Elyria reads awful clear. A $200 fine or 30 days in jail.
What about Martin Evers? Or doesn't the law apply to adults?
Fining Martin or putting him in jail wouldn't change him a bit, Will. But this Reynolds kid, as soon as he understands he can't get by with it, he won't be so quick to take a drink next time.
Ed, well, you can't do this. Look at Jimmy. He's had his punishment, but you can't make an example of him and on his first offense. Don't worry. His grandmother will have plenty to say to him, and so will I. Only let me take him home now.
You got $200 cash?
No.
Well, that's what it costs to take him home. His grandmother couldn't keep him out of trouble this time, Will. Nothing says she can the next.
I think you're crazy.
Well, I'm not. I've got a law on my side that's crystal clear. And I tell you, you may not see it this way, but I'm doing this for Jimmy's own good in the long run.
I'm going to fight you on this, Ed.
That's your business, Will. If you and the Gazette want to uphold lawlessness, that's fine with me. But you watch, I'm going to make an example of Jimmy, and the responsible folks in this town will back me up.
Look at that dust, Maggie.
I don't suppose anyone's bothered to look up a law in this town for years.
Librarian said it was the first call she'd had for this book in 15 years she's worked here. Wait a minute. Let's see. Here it is. Drunkenness. The crime of drunkenness will in no wise be tolerated by the arresting authorities, constable or sheriff of Elyria. Any person who, in the judgment of the arresting authorities, is guilty of drunkenness shall be subject to a monetary fine of $200 or 30 days confinement in the jailhouse provided for that purpose.
Oh.
In addition to these penalties, and if it would appear to serve the best interests of the town, the arresting authority may, at his discretion, place the offender up before public display and ridicule.
Wow. I guess we're lucky Ed didn't decide to carry out that clause.
Yeah. I thought there'd be something here about being a minor, but it doesn't mention age. It just says any person. Any person.
Does that mean Jimmy's got to stay in jail, Will?
Oh, until we can raise $200, I guess it does. His grandmother hasn't got it. She told me last night. She gets a little pension, something like $40 a month. Jimmy hustles for the rest of their income.
Oh, I know.
Look, Maggie, this law was passed in 1850.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's just about where Ed Miller's thinking is, too, back 100 years ago. Tried to talk to him again this morning, but he's so bull stubborn. Now he thinks I want every kid over 10 getting drunk a couple of times a week.
Well, I know one thing. The town will never stand for it.
I hope you're right, Maggie. But, you know, I'd like to keep this thing quiet, for Jimmy's sake and Mrs. Reynolds. Then maybe it'll take an editorial in the Gazette to let folks find out what's happening around here.
Will, maybe you could just talk to a few people first. I didn't think, but it'd be a shame to plaster Jimmy's name all over the papers.
I'd give a lot to know where he got the liquor in the first place. I asked him this morning, but he wouldn't tell me.
Well, the party was at the Evers. Maybe you got it there.
Martin Evers' boy give this party?
Uh-huh. That give you an idea or something?
I'll let you know when I get back.
I'll tell you, Will, I don't want my boy's name dragged into this thing. Mine either, for that matter. Glenn just gave a little party. There's no harm in that.
I sure don't want to do anybody harm.
I'm glad to hear that. Well, Jimmy didn't accuse Glenn of doing anything wrong, did he? Because if he
now,
did, you know...
just simmer down, Martin. Jimmy hasn't accused anybody. This is all my idea. Well, now, I say that Jimmy made the mistake that every boy makes in taking his first drink. But I know him well enough to know that he wouldn't do such a thing all by himself. I don't even think it had been his idea to begin with.
No, it seems to me you're missing the point, Will. Ed Miller found him drunk. They didn't find anyone else. He just found Jimmy. You act like Jimmy's only crime is getting caught.
Now, you know me better than that, Martin. I'm calling what Jimmy did a mistake, not a crime. And I say he should be made to understand what he's done. But I don't think he should be thrown in jail for 30 days.
Is that the law?
That, or a $200 fine. Old Mrs. Reynolds hasn't got the money to pay it.
Oh, poor old lady raising that boy alone, his parents dead and all. Why'd you come to me with this, Will?
Thought you might want to help Jimmy.
A little blackmail, Will?
Huh?
I'm afraid it won't work. You think just because Ed Miller's been a little lenient with me and you happen to know about it...
I just don't work that way, Martin, and you know it.
Yeah, well, maybe not, Will. Look, it isn't my place to interfere here. I'm sorry for old Mrs. Reynolds, but look, Ed's got the law on his side, and if he's of a mind to enforce it, he must have a good reason.
I'd like to help, Will, but I got kids of my own. It wouldn't sound right if I came out against the law of the town. Now, if someone else started the ball rolling...
My heart just bleeds for poor Mrs. Reynolds. I already took her a big kettle of soup. And I feel sorry for Jimmy, too. I know he's not a bad boy, but... Well, I tell you, Will, I just can't be the one that takes the first stand on this thing. If one of the town leaders had come forward...
Oh, I know, Mr. Rogers. They've been calling here and coming to see me, bringing me food and their sympathy. But I'm afraid Jimmy and I need more than that right now.
Yes, I'm afraid you do too, Mrs. Reynolds. Ed Miller isn't a bit disposed to changing his mind on this.
I don't understand. We Reynolds never were ones to ask any special favors. We just expected our due. I'm not proud of what Jimmy's done, but he's a good boy. Nobody knows this better than I do, Mr. Rogers. Can't Ed see he's a good boy?
Well, that isn't the point, Mrs. Reynolds. You know, some folks just don't take well to power. A small man with a little power is a lot more dangerous than a big man with a lot of power. No, I just don't see Ed letting up on this thing at all. Somehow we're going to have to raise that $200.
I'm just not sure folks will let me do that, Mr. Rogers. I've not got much of value, but I've tried to sell the little I thought might bring in some money. And everyone I call or see says the same thing. They're sorry for me and shocked at Jim. And they won't let me part with a thing on his account.
Now, Will, I don't think you know what you're asking of me.
I think I do, Reverend Erickson. For instance, I don't think you'd call Jimmy a sinner now, would you?
No, I don't think I would.
Well, a lot of folks in town have told me they'd follow along if some responsible person took the cause up here and, you know, sort of a town leader. And...
Will, I've got my entire congregation to think of. They place a lot of faith in their minister, and I'm afraid a lot of restrictions on him sometimes, too.
Well, tell me this. Do you think Ed Miller's right in what he's doing?
I think he's absolutely wrong. Law and justice should always be tempered with mercy.
A long time ago, a French fella, Rousseau, I think his name was, said that good laws lead to the making of better ones, and bad laws bring about worse. Now, I say this law is a bad one if it don't spell out some protection to minors on first offenses.
The law could be more specific, all right, Will. It doesn't reflect entirely realistic thinking. But then Ed Miller isn't reflecting the point of view of the majority of modern peace officers either.
No, that's right. Of course, most of them had turned Jimmy over to Mrs. Reynolds and then had a good smart talk with them both. Ed's a pretty bad exception. Well, thanks for your time, Reverend.
You're welcome to it, Will. And if I find I can offer you anything else, I'll be in touch with you.
Finish your editorial, Will?
Not yet. Money?
$28.73 from a few anonymous Illyrians.
For Jimmy's fine.
Uh-huh. And with your 10 and my 5, that makes 3, carry the 1, $43.73. We're making progress, Will.
Yeah, and losing a little ground, too.
How do you mean?
Well, Mrs. Reynolds says that she and Jimmy will be moving downstate with her brother when this thing's over. She says her brother hasn't got much, but she won't have Jimmy here facing the shame of this for the rest of his life.
Well, you can't blame her. I think it's wrong, but the way most people have acted, you sure can't blame her.
Nope.
You putting that in, Will? About them moving?
Haven't decided yet, Maggie. Just saying now that Jimmy didn't have much chance of being a juvenile delinquent before. But after being Ed Miller's guest in jail, his chances of being a delinquent have improved considerably.
Here. Oh, that reminds me. I just ran into Reverend Erickson. He said to tell you he'd like to see you in church Sunday morning. Is that good, Will?
Oh. Well, I don't think it'll do me any harm, Maggie. I didn't miss the sermon, did I, Maggie?
There's not going to be one. Reverend Erickson just told everyone to meditate.
Oh.
It's been going on for 5 or 10 minutes.
Perhaps these verses from the scriptures will help you direct your meditations. He that is without sin among you, let him first cast a stone. The book of St. John, 8th chapter, 7th verse. And from the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse the 21st, be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good. Second Corinthians 3:6. Not of the letter, but of the Spirit. For the letter killeth, but the Spirit giveth light. And as we prepare ourselves for the day's collection, remembering that these past months such monies have been specially set aside for the building of our youth wing, let me say to you, as Jesus said of young people, suffer them to come unto me and forbid them not, for of such is the kingdom of heaven. It is not my custom, as you know, to count the collection as it comes in. But today I had a special purpose in so doing. If you were guided in your meditations by the verses I read to you, then I think you will not be surprised at what I'm about to tell you. You have been especially generous. And I find that there is more than we need to help one of the youths of this church who ordinarily worships with us on Sunday, who I hope will enjoy our new youth wing to the fullest. I speak of Jimmy Reynolds. I do not condone what Jimmy has done, but I condone the manner in which it has been handled even less. He is not a bad boy, Jimmy Reynolds. He is a young boy who made a mistake. A very common mistake, I might add. Against the possibility that you of my congregation may not agree with me in this matter, there is in the mail a letter to the Board of Deacons containing my resignation from this pulpit. Good morning, and God bless you.
I couldn't tell for sure, Reverend, but where I've been watching them file out, I'd say you got yourself an overwhelming vote of confidence.
Well, it was very gratifying, Will.
For a minute there, I was afraid Elyria was going to lose 3 of its best citizens. You, Mrs. Reynolds, and Jimmy. Seemed to me that the wrong people were leaving town.
Well, I'm calling on Mrs. Reynolds when I take Jimmy home to her. I think, Will, she'll decide to stay in Elyria.
I think so, too, Reverend. And you know, because of your sermon today, maybe the town's come of age a little. I think even Ed Miller was going to see things in a different light.
You have just heard Rogers of the Gazette, starring Mr. Will Rogers, Jr., with Georgia Ellis as Maggie Button. Tonight's story was written by Kathleen Height and produced and transcribed by Norman McDonnell. Featured in the cast were Lawrence Dobkin, Harry Bartell, Constance Crowder, John McGovern, and Tom McKee. The special music was composed by Rene Garrigan and conducted by Wilbur Hatch.
From challenging social barriers in Dodge City to the intricate webs of deception and the quiet battles for justice in a small town, this episode of classic radio drama theater has taken us through a fascinating range of human experiences. We hope these 4 classic radio dramas held your attention. Which story captured your imagination the most? Let us know in the comments below. Please like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell to be alerted to every new episode. Until next time, remember, the best stories are timeless.